So yesterday, Venerable Children gave a talk to a Dharma group in Australia on does phenomenon exist objectively? And it was very helpful, very interesting. And she made a comment that our conventional world is quite messy. And I actually say that to myself pretty regularly, that when things don't go the way that you think they're going to, it's like, well, of course, it's messy. And that's because all of the causes and conditions that are changing all the time, we can't really pin down anything. We think we can, but, if we look at our lives, we see that we can't, yeah? So we can have knowledge and even reflect on a subject, but we need to develop actual experience of the teachings that then transform our mind. And so I've been meditating and thinking a lot about impermanence and how remembering it through the day helps. So I thought I'd talk about that a little bit. So Circum Rinpoche II has taught that the defining feature of a real practitioner starts when with their practice of impermanence. If we contemplate impermanence, then we have hope for achieving renunciation, the determination to be free of our sufferings. By not remembering impermanence, we will remain very ordinary. We'll feel that the me of yesterday and today are the same. In Volume 2 of Foundation of Buddhist Practice by His Holiness and Venerable Children, they write about the types of impermanence. So there's two types, gross and subtle. Gross impermanence refers to the ceasing of the continuity of the object. A glass breaks, a human being dies. Meditating on gross impermanence helps to evaluate our priorities in life by seeing the impermanent nature of the happiness of just this life and the 8 worldly concerns that plague us a lot. Otherwise, we neglect to prepare to depart this life and go on to the next. So awareness of the fleeting nature of life spurns us to engage in what is beneficial for this life, as well as what is meaningful for our lives to come. And then subtle impermanence refers to the fact that every conditioned phenomena changes and does not endure to the next moment. Its very nature is transient. The subtle atoms composing an object are in constant motion. Each moment of mind ceases and gives way to the next. And then in that book also they write about that we can think about impermanence in 5 ways. So first is the impermanence of destruction, and this refers to the annihilation of something that existed. Like the death of someone is the cessation of a person's life force. Fire that has burned down a forest. So when I drive where the forest fire burned, I just remind myself, I just say, oh, impermanent, just to familiarize my mind with the fleeting nature of everything. Because if I don't do that, then everything seems so solid and so fixed and so unchanging. And then I grasp at that and I get into a lot of trouble. Being disappointed, getting angry, because things are changing. The second one is the impermanent of cultural trends and attitudes. And this points to the changes occurring in society. And so 100 years ago, women had few options in life outside marriage and family. That's not true today. And just in my lifetime, computers were invented. I had many years without a computer. It's hard for these young ones to believe that, maybe, but yeah. And then, too, politically, what is happening in this country, I label continually, oh, impermanent, 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 which helps my mind. And then the impermanence of separation indicates that whatever comes together must separate. It is impossible to always remain together. Relationships form over time. The people we were close to at one time later go on their own way. I use this one here often to remind myself that our cats will not live long, and so that I enjoy their company now. Not in a way to get bummed about it, but just in a way of, this is the reality. So let me enjoy them now because they are alive, that way. And then there's sudden impermanence. That's the fact that circumstances can change quickly and unexpectedly. We get up in the morning expecting to have certain experiences and meet certain people, but plans change on short notice. Does this sound familiar? This is our day-to-day life living here at the Abbey. And so, of course, it's messy. There are innumerable causes and conditions that come into play continually. So remembering this, for me, I just think it's quite extraordinary that we complete the things we complete and, things go forward. There's more force for it not to than to, yeah? And then the nature of impermanence is the last one. And this refers to the fact that everything that arises due to causes and conditions is transitory in nature. Whether we want it to be stable and predictable or wish it to change quickly, change is its very nature. This to me points back to the helpful meditation that the mind is the source of our happiness and pain. How I react to the changes that occurs reflect how tight I am holding on to my idea of how activities will proceed. And it's so clear to me how the conceptual mind is not helpful. The more I plan every detail of an activity, the more I'm afflicted when it doesn't go the way I planned it. So how can we begin to think about impermanence? How can we start to let go? So when Venerable Chöni and I took full ordination at Fo Guang Shan in Taiwan, the first talk the master Xing Yun gave, he asked, "When are you going to let go?" This was so helpful. It was like the perfect thing for me to hear at that time. I was experiencing, just no autonomy in a very new and foreign environment. People were talking in a language I didn't know. I had no idea what was happening next. And I was holding so tight to try and find something to control that I was so miserable. If he hadn't have said that, I don't know, maybe this would have popped. But he did say it. And so I practiced letting go, and my mind and body calmed down, and it was good then, so. Serkan Rinpoche told a story about a teacher that had a very good explanation of how to think about impermanence. The teacher held some euro notes in his clenched fist, saying, "We have to let go." He opened his hand and everything fell out. But then he showed a better way. Place the bill gently on top of your open palm. Practitioners who have a great understanding of impermanence hold everything like this. We ordinary people clench our fists. We don't want to let go because everything falls and we lose it all. But if we can keep our hands open and upright and hold things very gently, this is extraordinary. So this teacher gave a very good explanation. So perhaps you have found something very special in your life and you want to hold on to it forever. So prepare your mind by meditating on impermanence. Then you will know how to hold it, and you will also know how to let it go.